Hey guys, it's Captain Harris and friends. We're finally here to do our review for Senjutsu, Iron Maiden's 17th studio album. We've already heard it many, many times now. I think we just listened to it together and that was my 7th full listen through, so 7th or 8th, I don't know, losing track, but I love it. I do, but we will get into that. First of all, we are going to do just our general thoughts on the album as a whole, and then go song by song, and we can't wait to hear what you guys have to say as well, because I'm just completely obsessed with talking about this right now, and I just want to, it's cool. Everybody seems to have a different opinion on the album, so it's just generally cool to hear about it. So, as a whole, what do we think of Senjutsu?
Well, I know that, it's been recorded so long ago that the day's finally here. And that's super exciting to finally hear it. And I think the album is a very dark album, and it reminds me of like A Matter of Life and Death. That's the closest album I can think of to this one as far as tone and mood go.
The darkness of this album reminds me more of the darkness on the X Factor than the darkness on A Matter of Life and Death.
I'll give you that.
Personally.
I was thinking post-reunion only, but yeah, X Factor vibes.
It's much closer to the X Factor vibes than it is, in my opinion, to A Matter of Life and Death. I
think you're both right. I think I have, as I have it here, I said the album's good. Had to check my notes on that one. But yeah, it's a darker tone. It's not as bright as parts of Final Frontier or parts of Book of Souls.
Book of Souls was a much more like playful album in my opinion. Like you had like Death or Glory, Speed of Light. Even like Book of Souls had its dark parts, but then it got into like that second bit where it's just like they're having fun with it.
But to me, Book of Souls felt a little bit hit and miss. It would be like great song, weak song, great song, weak. This album seems a lot more consistent.
Mostly.
But we'll get into that.
We will get into that. Don't you worry. Alright, so notes that I wrote down just about general thoughts of the whole album was I enjoyed most of the songs and really think there's only the one weak song, which we will get into. Said the darkness reminds me of the darkness of X Factor. I don't know how many casual fans are going to like this album. I don't say casual fans in a bad way. It's just like we love Iron Maiden. We analyze like all of their songs. Like I always find something that I love in any Iron Maiden album. Virtual 11 is probably the lowest one where it's like okay, only like really a couple songs on there.
I think when we talk about casual, we just mean like
people who,
if you just listen to the '80s albums. And you go and pick up the new Iron Maiden record, and you listen to it once and say, I don't like it, and you never listen to it again. Yeah,
because the first listen to this album was almost jarring. There was so much to take in. Like, I hardly took in any of it the first listen, because it was just like, there's just so much going on that it's just like, it has to gel with me, and then it's like, once I start like remembering each part of each song, so it's like, after the first listen, I would hear... I heard a part of a song and I'm like, what song was that from? I can't remember at all because it was just like there was so many parts that I thought that for.
The first listen is so difficult.
Yeah,
to
and
gauge.
that's why I think that the casual fans will probably have issues with this album in general.
Assuming that they go from the beginning, like if they just go on and they listen to Writing on the Wall, they listen to Stratego, they listen to maybe Darkest Hour, or they listen to Days of Future Past, I think it's very... Okay, I get it. Those songs sound like this. That's good. But if you went in going towards the epics, the songs that are pushing 8 minutes,
if you were just to go in dry listening to the Parchment, I can't imagine they come out thinking, "Oh, this is classic Maiden."
Yeah. Whether you like it or not, but if you're new to Maiden, and that's the first thing you hear is the Parchment, I don't necessarily know you're going. Yeah, exactly.
But I just feel like anybody that's just going like, "Oh, new Iron Maiden, I'll put that on." It will probably just be like a. Kind of 50-50 whether they're going to dig it or not. And the darkness, it's just like the darkness is just such a stark difference from like the most of the post-reunion albums are very like more like upbeat.
They have a brightness to them. Yeah.
And not that this is bad, like I really enjoy it as a different way of them going, so.
Yeah, the album as a feel, if it were to be a facial expression, it would be...
It's dark. Musically, it's brooding. Lyrically, it's brooding.
Whereas the Book of Souls is the DreamWorks face.
What is the DreamWorks face?
The one eyebrow.
Oh, the...
No bit of playfulness there.
Not that there isn't a lot of playfulness. Well, there isn't that much playfulness.
There's not.
Maybe Time Machine.
There's not.
Maybe Time Machine.
Even that's got this underlying, like...
It's still just like, what are they doing?
It's a thinking person's record.
Yes. So it's not for us.
Smooth brain, like a
smooth...
After listening
like
to
a
that,
chicken breast in here.
After listening to that album, I gained one wrinkle on my brain.
What just it happened?
So, is that all we gotta say about the whole?
As a general, yeah,
Okay.
album's good.
I do enjoy it a lot, so...
So as we move on to song by song, this will be very controversial, and we understand that each song means something to a different person.
Oh,
in a different
everybody's
way.
had, all the people I've talked to have had like completely differing opinions. Like some people are like, what? How could you put that at the bottom of your list? And I'm like, what? How could you put that at the bottom of your list? So
Just
like,
understand
yeah.
that whatever's at the bottom of the list, there has to be a bottom of the list.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that like we've all said that the album's good, right? So it's not necessarily that we're saying that these songs are absolute crap. They just certain songs are better than others. Someone has to be last.
And it's also within the context of the album. Does this song work here?
Yeah.
And I will also say that we also put these lists together separately, and we came together separately. So I will just say that what you're hearing is done independently,
Yep.
but somehow there's a through line.
Did our own research.
We did our own research. We all listened to it with our ears. So I thought usually we don't. Usually
a visual thing.
Usually I just see the music.
Yeah, you know like that old Windows thing where you put the song on and it'll be all like the...
I do it on
I
a Windows Mini Player visualizer.
Yep.
Anyways, we should probably get into song by song. We're losing people here.
Song by song. Again, this is a long video. I'm going to put bookmarks. So this is... Probably could do that.
Probably could.
So obviously we have to start with song number 1.
Song number 1.
The title track.
The title
Senjutsu.
track.
Senjutsu.
Senjutsu.
So, first listen, I said I found it a bit hard to grasp. It was sort of unexpected, and I honestly myself cannot see this being the show opener, but it's a bit worrying because that's usually what they do with the first song on the album. It's a bit too slow, in my opinion, to open the show with. I personally hope they open with Stratego. So there was some fun solo effects. I do like the chorus on it. I think it was really nice. The drums are pretty sick, and it's a little too same pace, but still good. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, mostly the same things there. I wrote strange choice for the album opener. It seemed like kind of the Book of Souls placement on that album, like, a little bit towards the end. Should have been the positioning. I cannot imagine them blasting out to this song live.
Yeah, because they always blast out. It's like Aces High.
Even if Eternity should
Yeah.
fail, like even.
Well, that had an intro.
But even then, like
And
Satellite 15 and the Final Frontier,
you blast.
Yeah, they come out in a gallop. They don't stride.
Separating that fact from where it is on the album, where it is on the album is what it is. The song itself, I don't dig it. I know a lot of people really do like it.
A lot of people like this one. A lot of my friends
find
have.
it to be so same pace all the way through. It's a little bit slow, and it just feels like you're waiting for it to go somewhere, and then 3/4 of the way through, you just end up waiting for it to end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just waiting for some excitement. And yeah, I didn't really dig that song.
And I wish I could play devil's advocate, but I can't. This is not a very strong song. It's not a strong song to open with. It's not a strong song to visualize live. Some of my other notes, like the cool intro, the drums are nice. The chorus has a nice openness to it, but there's just some sort of unbalance to the song in general. It just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't want to go up a notch.
It just seems to miss the point.
Yeah.
And also, like I mentioned to you guys before, I don't think the song being the title track and being Senjutsu and Japanese themed, I don't hear Japanese in this song.
No, it's a lot of the lyrics are a lot about defending a great wall.
It's literally just the drums. It's the taiko drums.
So the reason that the album looks the way it does, the reason the stage is going to look the way it does for 2 years straight, is because of a drum sound that somebody heard once.
Yeah, again, who am I or who are we to tell Maiden what to do? Or
They're just opinions.
they're just opinions, but like at the same time, like it's just
We're just
your big Japanese
smooth brain
themed.
scratching our heads.
Yeah, it's just like but like your big Japanese themed everything is about a great wall. with invaders coming from the plains. And personally, it didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Leave a comment.
What do you guys think of it?
Yeah,
we want to know what you guys think of these songs too.
There will be lots of disagreements on this video.
We do really enjoy reading the comments and seeing everybody's opinion on this. So leave your comments. What are your thoughts? What are your least favorite songs?
Give me your power rankings. Give me your top 10.
So should we move on?
Stratego.
All right. I know we made a video on this in the past, but some people coming here are surely have not seen that. My thoughts haven't changed. I really like this song. I hope it opens the set, you know, like I just said in the last one, potentially blasting out after a cool intro video. I love the lyrics. The chorus is great. All around, nice, good old Maiden song. I like the sudden ending with comparison to some of the others on the album that end a bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave that a 9 out of 10.
James?
Yeah, I could see them opening with this song, seeing the placement. It just seems like this should be the first song, and then Writing on the Wall should be the second song, because they run into each other really nicely. But I don't have anything to add on Stratego. Like, we know what that song sounds like.
Nothing to add. It's a strong song. It's good. It's again, I would agree. It would be a great opener. It just come out, busting out, feels good.
But I just have a bad feeling it's gonna be Senjutsu.
We're gonna get a plodding along entrance to a live show.
Not to hark back.
They're not gonna be running out. They're going to be walking out.
They're just gonna be out.
They're just gonna be out.
There they are.
There they are.
A curtain will open and they will be standing there.
Oh, I think that's enough for Stratego, so we can move on to Writing on the Wall, which,
again
we've done a video on, but for those who haven't seen it, same thoughts. Solid song, great solos, very enjoyable chorus, and will work very well live, hopefully after Stratego, because when you're listening to the album, like, I find they go really well together, like Stratego going into Writing on the Wall, so hopefully that's the placement in the set, is one after another.
The only thing I have to say on is just, the song sounds a little more eerie to me now that I hear it within the context of the album, especially with the song that comes after it.
The darkness of it all.
It's not so much like fun, this is a country song, now it's like this is like a dark folk song.
Very foreboding.
Yeah, it's like, here comes the really deep stuff after this.
Because that's the same thing as, like, in the context of the album, this song feels much more of a complete song with all the little bits of Maiden post reunion.
Yeah.
It just like, oh yeah, this is it in a tight little package. Very nice.
I also feel like we've sat with these two songs for so long, and I know them inside and out.
Oh yeah, they're very marinated.
I don't know everything else inside and out yet. There's still some stuff that oh yeah, that's this song. Oh yeah, that's that song. So I feel like we really marinated with these songs, and the opinion is solid. It's not going anywhere.
We like them.
Yeah, gave that one an 8 out of 10. Instead, it's one of the two songs I think that has the best solos on the album. So,
Lost in a Lost World.
Lost in
the first
a
Steve
lost
Harris
world. Steve Harris.
So, if any of you watched us trying to rank the songs without listening to them, this one was going to be, I was like, this is going to be my least favorite. It sounds like it's all Steve Harris. Sounds like it's just a British Lion title. I liked it much more than I expected. Definitely not last. I knew that from the first listen. The first time I heard it, some of these songs I'm like, okay, I need to sit with these a while. But first time I heard this, I was like, absolutely gonna be higher on my list. I love the breathy ahs from the guys and the slow intro. Where was I? I said, it feels like sort of X Factor meets Brave New World, some of the riffs in there. That's really cool. It's got that X Factor darkness, like we mentioned. Really like the pre-chorus, and that's the way they end it, which I love too. The Until We Meet Again just gives me goosebumps every time. There's some Maiden songs that do that, and this one, every time. I said, good job, boys. Big Steve Harris thumbs up. Actual chorus is just okay, but not my favorite. And that ending, God help me.
It's a good ending.
Good ending.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote heavy X Factor vibes. I wrote, you could easily hear who wrote this song. And again, love the ahs. I think it adds a really interesting darkness to the song. I think the musical section is really strong.
All of that.
All that's really good. And then of course just the last lines, as the clouds all drift away now until we meet again. goosebumps.
Yeah.
Very good. I also 3 for 3. Love the backing vocals in the intro. I said it's something new, it's something fresh for a band that has a career this long. They're really striving for some new vision. The kick into the verse, very strong, solid chunk. It's got a good chunk to the verse, to the riff there. Nice use of a double vocal. Harris is pulling out melodies for fun, just as he does. 280 thumbs up for that. But then we run into a classic Maiden trope, a nice take from Deja Vu, Feel Like I've Been Here Before, of reusing of certain melodies. Maybe not reusing the exact melodies, but there is a distinct flavor of, this tastes familiar. Where do I know this from? Where do I have that taste from? Again, Dave Murray solo, great. Smith solo, great. Like, I would love to hear this live. I think this song live would really be good.
I do hope they play this one, but I just kind of worry that if, like, they've talked about doing the whole album live in smaller venues, but if it's just like the regular tour, I just kind of worry that this probably wouldn't be on the set.
Unfortunately.
I don't think it will be.
I would love
to hear it,
I
but...
would love to. Were you moving on, or did James give his opinion?
James definitely gave an opinion.
Spoken.
Okay. Alright, I guess we'll move on to Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past.
Wrong.
Is that not the wrong song?
Lost
it
in
is
a lost world.
No, we're talking about Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking about Days of Future Past now.
The Days of Future Past. See, you didn't even know it yet. So
Oh, I know exactly what I was doing.
Oh, okay. You're fucking with me.
You fucking with me? Anyway, Days of Future Past. Go on, get on with it.
I said, oh, what fun.
It is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh.
I can't do...
Jingle all the way.
You fucking walked into that one. Sleigh ride, bitch.
I can't
Anyway.
say it, okay. Clip.
Cut it.
Said, oh, what fun. I dig it. All around good time of a song. It could fit in... It could fit in with songs off of Matter of Life and Death. Like, it feels like it's in the same family as those off of A Matter of Life and Death. Sounds like they had a lot of fun writing it. Really fun solos, nice and quick. Feel like this and Stratego will be like the favorites among casual fans in general. Just like the ones that want the quick rockers. Like, maybe don't write quick rockers anymore. I hear, you hear that often.
A little bit of rock and roll.
A little bit of rock and roll. And
Blues-based rock.
Nothing worse.
Nothing worse than blues-based rock. Yeah, I wrote this song "Scream" about life and death. The verses kind of remind me of The Pilgrim. I said Bruce sounds amazing on this song. He just his full voice is there, and I say this for the whole album, but they really mixed it well with a lot of delay and reverb and double tracking. Let's see, I put Adrian's solos great. It kind of reminds me of like all his great solos on Dance of Death. It's pretty short, but
that's what people want.
Yeah, the part after the solo where it kind of slows down the tempo a little bit and just plays some chords, it kind of seems like it's going to head off in a new direction, and then it just like cuts and goes back to the chorus. That's the only thing that's like a little bit jarring, but I absolutely love this song.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just like Stratego, they're wasting no time. They're getting to the meat of it. It has to be on the set, surely. Has to be.
Yeah.
Wow, massive chorus. Smith and Dickinson rarely miss. Asterisk. Different approach to the solo. I felt it felt more of like an early days solo, maybe like a Number of the Beast or like a Peace of Mind solo. But it's just good. Like I want them to find new places, but obviously we love Maiden because of where they have been. So if they can always find those sorts of things, I want to get back to it. I like that like they revisit themselves almost like they're going into like a time machine. Asterisk.
To be continued.
To be continued. When should we continue?
And I gave that an 8 out of 10, so I didn't want to miss that before I moved on to the Time Machine. And I think that this song is a testament to how important Yannick is to the band. I know so many people rag on him. I've even had random comments on my videos about people like, oh, Yannick sucks, like on the Stratego video, like people were saying Yannick sucks. I'm like,
so if you're here today, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Let us know what you think about Yannick today.
Probably has not changed, but I just think that this song and like Dance of Death, Book of Souls, like all these songs just show how important.
It's been over 30 years.
Yeah. And
He's been in the band longer than Adrian.
Like, something would feel missing if this guy was gone, and this song is just...
If I didn't have Talisman to love and to hold, I would be upset.
Dream of Mirrors, The Legacy.
Yeah.
You need them.
You just need them.
I said, neat intro, some compared it to Talisman.
Ah.
I said, it has the same sort of, like, guitar tone, but didn't really ring like that to me. It did to them, but I didn't get it that way. I'm interested in reading lyrics. I really haven't gone through and read the lyrics yet, which is something I really like to do, but I kind of want to sit down and do that on my own. Chorus is good. I am not a preacher, I am but a man. Been singing it in my head all day at the point of writing this. I said it was going to be an earworm. It's going to be really fun live, which I think Bruce mentioned they want to play this one live for sure. That second bit, the breakdown, thank God. Totally unnecessary, but totally awesome. Like, they didn't need that breakdown in there, in my opinion, but it just added so much. All I wanted and more.
All you wanted and more?
All I wanted and more.
What about you, Mr. Time Machine?
Time Machine, okay. So the intro does remind me of Talisman meets Legacy in a way. It's the same kind of chord structure and the way they strum it. I found that the first half of the song, I've never heard Maiden sound like that before. The way they do those verses, it reminds me of like early Genesis and Yes vibes.
Son of Man.
Son of Man, yeah.
Son of Man. No Tarzan in this one. The second half is super strong with a great drive and has probably the best melodic combos on the album, as far as the galloping and the way Bruce sings over it and the melodies on the guitar. It works so well, and everything flows seamlessly into the next part.
I agree. It's another anytime I see a Yannick Steve pairing on an album, I'm always excited. Especially if it's cracking just over 7 minutes, that's usually a good sign.
It's a sweet spot.
It's a sweet spot for them, and like I said, I loved the Talisman the first time I heard it, so I might as well like the sequel. No offense to them, obviously. I said Gers and Harris are great songwriters, yes, no doubt, but they love to revisit melodies. I love the keys and the grandpa guitars that are under the chorus. If you get a chance to re-listen to it, like with the headphones in, you can really hear the textures, and I think that's going to add to its like re-listenability. I think that's a word. Fantastic transitions, good melodies, but the rhythm and the progression are they're moving so much weight. They're just like, and that's what a key, I think, to Maiden that is overlooked, is how much the rhythm underneath and the progressions are really doing a lot of this work that we get to, thankfully, ignore because we're enjoying the melodies, but they're just rhythmically just obviously a very strong band. Great bridge. Has to be a live contender. So many sing-songy parts.
100%.
Big jumpy bits. Like
Steve Harris will be jumping, we'll be jumping.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be. Time Machine. Love it.
I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Time Machine's a good song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Great.
Great song.
Great.
Great. Three greats.
Three greats.
2 thumbs up.
Alright, moving on. Darkest Hour. I didn't have a whole lot to say about this, as most Maiden ballads I do.
Alright, so I'll take over.
Most Maiden ballads I do like, but I just don't find myself listening to them that often. I just said it's just not like their normal formula with the ballads, so I just prefer their songs that have like the normal, stereotypical Maiden formula.
You like a more traditional sound or a more palatable sound, or?
Let's not go
Or
here.
whimsical sound.
I said I need to study up on the lyrics. Maybe it'll hit different live too, and very good solos. I think I mentioned that I thought this was the other song that had the best solos on the album. Yeah, between this and Writing on the Wall, those were the solos I enjoyed most.
You have a lot to say?
Not really.
Okay.
No,
I don't.
I did say that it's probably going to be the most underrated gem to me. Like I think Bruce takes the spotlight on this one, and he just sounds immense. I mean, he just sounds so good on that song. And it's very dark sounding, Matter of Life and Death vibes again for me. And now that we just heard it again, you did mention that you could sing Wasting Love to it.
Yeah, go
bad.
Pause this video or wait till the end. Pull up Darkest Hour.
The chorus.
Pull up the lyrics to Wasting Love. Sing the lyrics of Wasting Love over the Darkest Hour. and
Might
it's
have
great.
ruined-
And have fun with it.
I might have ruined that one for them a little bit earlier. I'm like, hey guys, doesn't this sound like wasting love?
Does it sound like wasting love to
And
you?
I'm like, god damn it.
So, anyway, but I like the song. I think it's fine. I
Yeah.
love ASMR beach music. I love seagulls. I love the lapping of the tides. My main question. Well, you know, speaking of seagulls, finding Nemo. Mine. Do you think they went to the coast, or is this just B-roll?
I was going to ask the question of, do you think this was Nico with his phone on the beach in Florida? Was this Dave on his phone
in Hawaii?
In Hawaii.
I think this was stock music.
Was this the Bahamas?
Are you telling me that Iron Maiden, one of the biggest bands of all time,
They all live by the beach.
went to B-roll.com and said,
Beach.
beach, fucking seagulls
Well,
then?
look, on the 2017 Book of Souls tour poster, the flames in the background were literally from a stock photo. Why couldn't they just use some stock beach sounds?
I expect more.
I expect more from them.
Whatever.
Hang on.
I think it sounds like Bahamas, though.
Bruce is feeling good on this song. Vocal melody has more juice to be squeezed, and it's bugging me than ever attack it. You can riff. There's more riffing that could be done. Another live contender.
And the solos are really good.
Yeah.
Solos are good. Very good.
I personally gave it a 7 out of 10, which seems a bit low, but like I said, I just won't find myself coming back to listen to this one too often. So
But this is the opening track of disc 2.
I think I don't know. I didn't write that note down.
That's fine.
It is.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
So, disc 2, starting off on a slower pace. That's because,
Just like this one.
just like disc 1, I would say The Darkest Hour is a much better song
Yeah.
to start even a show with if they had to start with the show. But regardless, we're now entering the
Twilight
the
Zone.
Twilight Zone, the deep
cuts.
Deep
cut,
Dark Sea.
the deep dark sea of the Steve Harris trilogy of epics to end. We've already heard one.
Well, that wasn't really an epic.
It's good enough. It's long,
It's long.
but here we are.
Which ones are the wrinkles and which ones are smooth?
Yeah. Death of the Celts. Let us deep dive in.
Hot take. I don't like this song.
Me neither.
Hate to say that I don't like the song either.
Yeah. So
Hate to say hate.
It was interesting because these notes I was literally writing like as I heard it for the 4th time, and I was saying, I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't love it. It may actually be last on my list, and it was actually second when I thought, when we wrote that pass list. I'm like, this is second. It sounds like it's going to be amazing. And I said, luckily this record is full of Steve Harris content, and luckily I enjoy them a lot. So having one Steve Harris epic that doesn't...
Having one dud,
Yeah.
knowing that there are others, possibly, we're not to there yet, but knowing that there's other chances, it's not so bad.
I said the middle part's pretty cool, but it's just too slow. Like, you remember if you've been on our videos before, some of the people weren't into writing on the wall, and Logan here mentioned speed it up to 1.25 speed on YouTube, and a lot of people were like, hey, that hits a bit different. The middle part for me hits a bit different if you move it up to 1.2 speed. It's just
Even more so than writing on the wall.
Even more so.
1.2.
1.2. 1.25 is a little too fast, but I don't feel like all the different parts gel for me. Like, I felt the same way listening to this the first time as I did the Red and the Black. And after people's reviews started coming in, I'm like, okay, I'm missing something here. I need to listen to it more because people love this song. Like, a lot of my friends are like, how do you not like this song? A lot of people are just really into it. I'm like, I've got to be missing something here. I'm not. I don't feel like when I listen to the Red and Black, like 2-3 more times, I was like, this is a great song. I loved it, but this is not gelling whatsoever. I just feel like I'm lost with it. So
Yeah, I wrote down that I really enjoyed the intro. I mean, going back to the first time listening to it, I thought, okay, Klansman Part 2, for sure. He's got the acoustic bass out again, and even some of the melodies running up into the verses sound very Klansman-esque. And then it just starts plodding along and plodding along, and the verses continue on, and then we get to a musical part, it picks up a little bit, and you're like, okay, where's this going? And then it's just a random selection of riffs to the same tempo all the way through, just going from riff to riff, back to another riff, to a new riff, but none of the riffs are that
Gel.
good.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no
gel,
locking
they're not
in.
that great.
No.
Like when I heard Time Machine, those riffs, I was like, ooh, but none of these made me go like, ooh. They were just like, oh, okay.
And it doesn't really lead anywhere. Like, I wrote down weak musical parts just because they sound uninspired and just like they just sound like random riffs that anyone would write and then just slap them together and say this is a song, it's all in the same tempo, you know. And I just think that there's a lack of connection to all the parts. Even at the end, like when we get to the end, you're like, okay, where's this going? And he starts like a new verse that we haven't heard before, and then the song is over. It just ends all of a sudden, and I just don't see any cohesiveness to this song whatsoever.
No, I gave it a 6 out of 10. And it's like, I don't hate it. I don't think it's like a terrible, god-awful song. I'm just literally never going to listen to this song. It just doesn't do anything for me. So.
Before I get into what I'm going to say, you can't see it, but just to the right of James is a cat. Everyone say hi to Pepper. Drop a comment. Say hi, Pepper.
Hello, Peppa.
Hello. Oh, very nice. Pepper is here to... Wound?
Yes.
Anyway, flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound.
Classic, thick-ass grandpa bass. They really love the keys on this album, and good for them. So many words for such a long verse. The verse is too long. There's too much melody. Move it on. It's almost as if they heard the criticism of The Red and the Black, which is a song that you mentioned, and they heard the criticism that people said that the Red and the Black is too long. There's too many parts that are repeating, and it seems like they almost said, all right, well, we'll just put lyrics over that, and then job done. Whatever the melody is at 5 minutes and 14 seconds, stop. Don't do that. Just don't do that. It's not
keeps coming back.
If you
great scale.
Yeah, great scale. If you can sing that live, I'll buy you a trooper. Where as they've been saying, where are we going? What is the point? Where are we leading to? It's very uninspired in the middle section. The exit from the melody feels very Klansman, which fits with the song, I guess. All of the things that the song could and should be, it just isn't. Please don't play this live.
Please. I have a terrible feeling that if they're like, okay, Steve, you get to pick 2 of your epics to play, it's going to be this one and another one, but I'm just hoping it's not.
And lots of people will disagree with this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So many people, I understand that you love it. People out there love this song.
You love it to death.
Like
good for you.
Most of my friends seem to love this. In fact, some of them told me it was their favorite song on the album, and that's why I thought I'm missing something here.
And good for them.
Yeah.
They love it. I wish I could love it.
I know. It just makes me sad because Steve Harris epics are my favorite songs on the albums. And
you look forward to them.
This was the first one on the album, and I was just like, I really hope.
Oh, baby.
I hope that we're not going somewhere with this theme.
So then, after what you would consider like a slight disappointment of Death of the Celts, how did you feel about the Parchment?
The Parchment is my favorite song on the album.
Boom!
Boom!
Hot take.
Boom.
Hot take!
And I didn't feel that way when I first heard it. The Parchment is so much to take in on the first listen. I felt lost the first time I heard it. I'm like, I have to sit with this song. I have to sit with the song and analyze it and really remember all the parts. And after I did, and I did this listen and I did my ranking, it's number 1. Marginally number 1. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for the intro, close your eyes and imagine an Indiana Jones-esque Tomb Raider, torch in hand, in a pitch-black temple in which he shouldn't be. It's so eerie, it's so atmospheric, almost like, movie soundtrack sort of sound. This one grew on me. It was a lot to chew on the first listen. Those opening lyrics are amazing. Sick 90s callback, go Steve. I felt like this was a very X Factor sort of riffs in the songs, the same sort of darkness. The post solo riff and lyrics tug at my heartstrings. The da 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 ba 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 ba. Love that so much. I said they had better played this live. That's why I say I worry about Death of the Celts, because it's like he has to pick between 2 of the long songs, and it's like, I want Parchment and I do want the other one. We won't get to that yet, but I want those 2. And I said, tears will be shed. Dare I say this is a masterpiece. Very, very sad and dark overtones, and look forward to studying the lyrics. The held note at the end is just fantastic. This song wowed me like I didn't expect. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 1
for me. Yeah, number 1, 10 out of 10.
Mr. James?
I wrote for the Parchment that I was super surprised at how much I love this song. I came into this song thinking, I'm not going to like this one.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out to be one of my absolute favorites. I love the flavors and the feel of the whole song. Everything flows into the next part very nicely. I find myself humming all the different melodies around the house, and the solos at the end kind of remind me of like the Book of Souls, like live, when I can just see Bruce running around ripping Eddie's heart out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I want to see it live so bad, because it's almost a little callback to that. But the Parchment is such a difference. I've never heard Maiden sound like this song before, and it kind of makes me feel like she said about Indiana Jones in a tomb or whatever. Like for me, we all have different visuals when we hear music, but for me, I just see myself like in a forest doing like the caveman sway.
This move.
He said it activates the caveman sway.
What's the riff we do it to?
I can't think of the riff right now.
I can't think of the riff right now.
But like as soon as you hear it, your body just.
Wait.
Come on. I hope we don't get striked on this. Copyrighted.
We're just that good at singing that it'll sound exactly like the album.
But agree. Like I also agree where you. But I also agree with what you were saying about the sort of movie sort of feel, the soundtrack.
Cinematic.
They're really pushing it.
Yeah.
They're really pushing it with the keys and the openness of the album. Really atmospheric. My first thought after hearing Just Death of the Celts was, do I hear more thick-ass grandpa bass?
Yeah.
And I was concerned.
Yeah.
I said, Mr. Harris, at it again. But instead of throwing fairly okay melodies out, hits you with some big-time groove. And when that first fucking groove comes in, you have to swear. You have to say the F word.
You have to start swaying.
You gotta start swaying.
Swearing and swaying.
And as I put here, good boy! Post-verse melody. That's it. Ride that for a bit. I'm really enjoying it. Again, the rhythm underneath the melody is just pulling so much weight. Great stuff. Tasteful solos. Back into the groove. Much criticism with Steve when it comes to his lyrics, because he is so unrelenting. He wants these amount of words and this amount of space, and you just got to do it. And that's why Bruce, especially like on Where the Wild Wind Blows, he would change things around to make it a little bit more palatable for the live, him singing it and things like that. So I can hear this song being played live with maybe some lyrics maybe adjusted for himself.
Or just let the crowd do this.
Let the crowd, let the crowd, you sing this part. But I think this is a very live album. I think it's going to breathe better live.
I can see this song with that part, like the 4 torches they had for some of the songs on Book of Souls. Like if Eternity Should Fail, and Book of Souls had these 4 torches, fog, just eerie lighting. Like, I want it. I want that song live.
Yeah.
Parchment is just
10 out of 10.
how where can you go from here?
To Hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth.
Which
We've made it.
is another amazing Steve Harris epic. Thank God. I was so worried hearing Death of the Celts. I'm like, oh my God.
He's lost.
I'm not gonna like these epics. And on contrary, I love them. I said, really beautiful intro. I love the like that little bit's really cool. I said the intro and outro is really beautiful, blessed with a second amazing Steve Harris epic, and a really great way to get into it when they kind of blast into the song. I think that's a really good way to get into the song. The main riff is fantastic. This one knows how to pull my heartstrings again. Goosebumps hearing some of these lyrics. The harmonized bit and the lost in anger or love and anger, whatever it was, the way he says anger is just really powerful in my opinion. And
really gripping it.
Yeah, he's really
biting that word.
Really going for it with that one. Wow boy, I love that part so much.
Wow boy.
I said it could be a tearjerker live, like parts of the Parchment. Such a sad closing, a sad song, but not so much that I can't listen like Empire of the Clouds. I don't usually listen to Empire just because it puts me in a sad mood. These are just amazing, like epic. It doesn't matter if they've got this sad, dark overtone. I love them. I feel great after I hear them. I don't prefer fade outs for the end of an album, but I will make an exception here. 10 out of 10.
Another 10 out of 10.
Another 10 out of 10.
I can't help
So,
it.
Steve Harris just cracks it for you at the very end.
Oh yeah, we can just pretend that one is just not there. But these, That's all there is to it.
Good. James?
So the intro suggests that this is going to be a very deep song. I love the vocal melodies through the gallops near the beginning, and they had a lot of fun panning some musical parts left and right in the mix, like the beginning solo,
Yeah.
and also the chord part closer to the beginning. They pan it left and right, which is a really cool idea. It's a surprisingly fun song considering the lyrical content. I love the eerie part with Steve and Nico on the hi-hat just driving it, and then it just explodes out of that into the lost in anger.
So good.
And I feel that part has a lot of like tension in it and vocal, and I can just see, you know, as that part ends, love in danger, and then I just see Dave Murray coming down on Pegasus. Don't worry, 'cause everything will be alright. I'll make sure that you and all your
Did you really write that down?
I wrote that down.
You have such a beautiful imagination.
Yeah. Very heavy vocal performance that evokes some emotion and tension, followed by guitar parts that lift you up and make you smile.
Yeah.
Big Dave Murray smile on that
Big
one.
Dave Murray smile.
So, what did I think about Hell on Earth? Well,
Shit.
a lot of people said it. They said that you must bow down to Steve Harris.
All knees.
That
Bent.
on knees bent, this is the one. Wow, what a song. And when you're right, you're right. This song just frickin' slips, slaps, rips, and drips. It's just everything you want it to do.
Yeah.
It just, I love that this is a Steve Harris classic.
Yeah.
The solemn melodies at the beginning, they build with the synth underneath. Boom, big kick in, good groove, good tempo. I can feel the crowd jumping over it. I'm hearing it. I had my headphones in, and I'm already doing the caveman bounce too. In a way, very Empire of the Clouds, in that it shows its melodies and its movements as a tease, like an overture. Like, this is what's coming. This is your verse. This is going to be your bridge. This is going to be your chorus. And the song just ticks all the boxes. I have it written in all caps, love and anger. We've all said it. It's just so good. It's gotta be belted live, for sure. This is the absolute way to end a song.
Yeah.
This is the absolute way to win an album. It is the absolute way to end a band.
We don't talk about that here.
But if this is the last song
Yeah.
that Iron Maiden ever writes,
I'd be proud.
I would be
I'd
proud.
be a proud dad.
I'd be a proud dad. I'd say, good boy, eh? You know what? I'd say, of all the years you've given me, all the time, money, blood, sweat, and tears of everything we have given each other, cheers.
Cheers.
Big cheers.
Big cheers to that. Should we get into our power rankings?
Yeah, power
Should we
rankings.
get to the power rankings? So, let us know below, what did you think overall of the album, of the individual songs, and please let us know, what are your rankings? I feel like there's no way to transition here. Shall we? Steph, you want to tell me your top 10?
Yeah, and it's funny because it's completely different than what I thought my top 10 would be. Number 1 is Parchment, number 2 is Hell on Earth. It's marginal. I like these songs pretty much the same. I sat there for 10 minutes like
It's a thin line.
going back and forth between riffs and stuff, just trying to figure it out. And I just feel like I enjoy the Parchment just a little bit more than I do Hell on Earth. So 1's Parchment, 2's Hell on Earth, 3 is Time Machine. Love Time Machine. That was the only other 10 out of 10 on the album for me. Lost in a Lost World is number 4, which is hilarious considering that was going to be my number 10. I just completely wrote that one off, and it's an amazing song. 5, Stratego. 6, Days of Future Past. 7, Writing on the Wall. 8, Senjutsu. 9, Darkest Hour. No offense to those two, I just don't find I'll listen to them as much as the rest of the album. And 10 is Death of the Kells. Offense to that one. I
believe you wrote Sad Face.
I did. Because I was upset that I didn't like it. I felt bad that I didn't like it, but now I've come to the 7 stages of grief?
Mm-hmm.
Come to acceptance.
Acceptance.
That
It's okay.
It's okay. I don't like Death of the Kells, and that's okay.
James, top 10?
Mine will be a little quicker. Number 1, Hell on Earth. 2, The Time Machine. 3, The Parchment. And again, all 3 of those very marginal difference. 4 is Days of Future Past. 5, Lost in a Lost World. 6, Stratego, 7 Writing on the Wall, 8 Darkest Hour, and then 9 Senjutsu, and 10 Death of the Celts.
Number 1, again, Hell on Earth. Obviously, I know yours was number 2, but technically it's marginal, so it's there. Hell on Earth, Hell on Earth, Hell on Earth. Hell on Earth is this album. But also, for me, Days of Future Past. I love Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
I love Bruce. When they come together, they really just knock it out of the park. Stratego after that.
Mm-hmm.
Parchment, Time Machine. That's a great top 5.
Yeah.
Lost World, Darkest Hour, good. 8, Writing on the Wall. Again, we're there. I mean, it's an okay song. It's fine. It's good. It's good.
It's good. Fun to sing along to.
Drop off. Boom! Death of the Celts. Number 9 is just not hitting. It's not going there. And then, as much as I gave them praise for Days of Future Past, they need to not do Senjutsu. Number 10, the worst song on the album, and I mean that with love and respect. Senjutsu. Number 10. Last.
So surprising.
I don't dislike Senjutsu as much as them, but you know.
Oh, you'll be saying that when you
I
you're at your 15th show of the tour and you're like, God damn it!
Yeah, I think it'll get a little old if they do end up opening with it, and I'll be like, okay, all right.
Dun, 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 dun.
As they
Oh,
crawl
that's Terminator. As they crawl out
Yeah,
from their dojo.
clawed out from the bag. So,
Here's this
anyways, thank you guys for watching. I think we can all agree with user Cheney Rabbit that this album could not possibly be more Smeed.
Smeed. I mean, it's got everything.
Yeah,
So
got
Smeed.
everything.
So Smeed.
Thank you again. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you real soon.
But maybe not too soon.
Not too soon.
But not too soon.
But soon.
But soon enough.